Hello everyone, it's Cyanide here, and today we will talk about Melty Blood Type Lumina and some of the negativities begin over the year it has been released. Don't get me wrong, Melty Blood Type Lumina has received very positive reviews on Steam, as well as other platforms, and people have been playing the game overall, with even some tournaments taking place for it. It also got a spot for EVO 2022 that has happened just recently. However, that's not to say the game hasn't received its fair bit of criticism from players for its gameplay. So I asked myself, does Melty Blood Type Lumina really deserve some of the negativity it's getting? Well, let's find out. I shall be giving my own thoughts on the matter. However, I will be diving into what some of the issues the players in the community have also been saying. I won't be addressing many issues online, as I only want to focus on the game itself. Also, if I mispronounce any names of the characters and the fact that I'm mostly okay at fighting games, then I apologize as well in advance. If you found to be experienced and know if I made an error, then you're free to tell me in the comments. Everything I've gathered from the mechanics of the game have been done with research, so I use that as a basis. Also, I'm just reading off the script as well, so if I make an error, then I apologize and I'll quickly correct myself. Although, I should at least talk about some of the history of Melty Blood. The first game in the Melty Blood series came out for PC in 2002. It was a spin-off game of Tsukihime VN and took place 1 year after the events of it. There were a total of 15 different characters for you to play as, 16 if you count Hosu and Kohaku as a pair. I did, but someone out there may have not. Over the years, the game would get different versions with added characters and changed mechanics. Melty Blood was very popular in the underground fighting scene and had a major cult following to it. Oh, and there's also a Melty Blood manga that ran for at least 9 volumes. It's actually pretty good. It retells the events of the game's story. I haven't read it in a few years, so I can't remember much of it. If you can find the manga translated, as it's not available in English, then I recommend giving it a read. Then there's Melty Blood X, which ran for 2 volumes, and Melty Blood Back Alley Alliance Nightmare. However, I never read any of these, so I can't say anything on them. The last version of Melty Blood that we received before Type Lumina was Melty Blood Actually Getting Current Code, which was released for the PS2 in 2009 and August of that year, with the PC port coming out in 2011 on December 31st. A version of it came out on Steam on April 19th, 2016. Before Type Lumina, this was the only English release that was fully translated for us to play. There was a community version that was accessible on July 29th, 2010, and is still played today, actually. Melty Blood Actually Getting Current Code was the first taste of Melty Blood that I have played, and it's one of my all-time favorite fighting games, due to its nice mechanics, older playstyle, and just overall feeling of the game. On the year of June 23rd, 2021, Melty Blood Type Lumina was announced for PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox One, and PC. Of course, people from the Melty Blood community like me were super happy they could finally get another game in the series. However, there was a problem that some people had. Not everyone, but some people did. San El Simulizio would not be a playable character in the game. This was due to the fact that Melty Blood Type Lumina took place 10 days before Tsukihime, a piece of blue glass moon. This also meant that characters like Knight of Wolocha would also not be playable. Oh, and some people didn't like the fact that Necro wasn't playable either, because she was being memed on like crazy at the time. To some, though, it just felt odd that the main character of a beloved fighting game was not playable. It's like having a Mortal Kombat game, but Scorpion is not playable. Oh wait, Midway did that once. This was not enough to push everyone away, but some people were put back by it. However, upon its release, Melty Blood Type Lumina would receive some other issues that a large majority of people did not like. This mainly stemmed from its gameplay. Besides the performance issues people were experiencing, there are complaints about the auto combo system. Now, I have a theory as to why this thing was implemented. Guilty Gear Strive was released on June 11th, 2021, and the game was very easy for newer players to pick up while having features and mechanics that older veterans could grasp onto. Guilty Gear Strive received praise all around, even won an award at the Game Awards. My assumption is that French Breed, well, Type Moon probably had a say in it as well, wanted to make Type Lumina an easy game for newcomers to play, and I think that was a good idea. I mean, Melty Blood was already a niche game as it is, so it made sense that French Breed chose this route. Of course, some people hate the auto combo system and they want it removed completely. In my personal opinion, I don't mind having an auto combo system in a fighting game. It makes it enjoyable for players who like to play the game casually. However, I don't like how French Breed did the auto combos. I say this because the combos themselves are the same. I press one button and it does a combo, but I press another and it does the same kind of combo, but I'm just doing more damage and maybe doing something different. The end result of the combo never changes, and I'm pretty much grabbing the character at the hole anyway. This in turn makes the gameplay rather boring as a whole, where I can only entertain myself for some time until I get bored. However, the issue here is that the auto combo system is actually not good for newer players. And this is because if you mess up, you can at times recover too quickly and have very little room for error, or combo someone into oblivion and not be able to do much. Don't get me wrong, the game is easy for people to pick up and play, but some of the other mechanics will cause issues as well. The shield system is also another problem that I heard some people complain about. Garden attacks is fine and all, but counter attacks should at least cost a meter, but it doesn't. It's like a bypass neutral option most of the time than having something for a defensive option. Your opponent will spam shield despite you constantly pushing them into a corner, and there's not much you can really do. The Moon Drive system is also another issue I've heard people complain about. it's a little too strong. You get access to stronger moves and improved special moves that you can utilize. There are also clash frames, which I heard some people complain about as well. However, I don't like the fact that it removed moon styles from the game either. There are 3 different moon styles in Multi, but actually get current code. Crescent Moon style, which is the speed one, tends to be the original version of the characters closer to the React and Act condenser versions. This version also plays more closer to the classical style of gameplay than of the series mechanic, with several new touches for the type of gameplay, such as characters, getting new moves, as well as being the style that is the most meter control heavy of the magic circuit gauge from the 2 playstyles. Half Moon style, which is the simple one, tends to be the range version of the previous characters rather Act condenser versions, while having more simplistic touches as well, yet has weak combo heavy capabilities, such as the 6 AAA auto combo command normal series, an automatic shield counter which cannot be held, an automatic max mode activation when it reaches 200% of magic circuit gauge. This mode, along with the full moon style, gives the characters their ultra normal attacks as well. EX guard is disabled, but with a stronger normal guard meter, as well as a lack of blood heat mode. Full moon style, which is the power one, tends to be a new moveset, altogether, and is more heavy hitting, such as the more frame advantage, heavy normals, and more damaging moves as well, with less combo ability. This mode features the ability to automatically charge up one's magic circuit gauge for the max mode instead, and can enter blood heat mode. EX shielding, dodging, reverse beats, air dash cancelable, JBS and JCs, and heat mode are unavailable in this mode. Overall, I think having the moon styles and multiple type Lumina would have been a great choice for players to experiment and maybe bring in different play styles and could have brought some life into the game. To me, it just means Melty Blood in a way, despite it being a new feature and actually getting current code. Now the question you may be asking, is Melty Blood type Lumina really deserving its negativity? Well, to me, I'd say yes and no. Yes, because I understand the issue with the auto combo system and the fact that was a problem I can understand. I am saying no because I think the auto combo system should stay in and just be an option for players to use when they are doing casual play. Although they would have to maybe change the system as a whole and not make it what it is today. However, we'd also have to ask ourselves, is it too late to already fix something like that to get the players back? While Guilty Gear Strive doesn't have an auto combo system, it made up for it by having simplistic mechanics for new players to pick up and understand. And the player base is still active to this day, with Bridget just releasing as a new DLC character. For anyone who played Type Lumina, they just went and played multiplayer to actually get current code, both new and older players alike. I myself don't hate multiplayer Type Lumina, but I can see there are some issues with the game as a whole. However, not all is doom and gloom for this game. As of recent news, 2 DLC characters have been announced. Mash from Fate and Necroarch are finally being included. This has of course sparked interest in the player base, although only time will tell for how long the game will truly last. Also, auto combos will be disabled in the air if you can do that, and some tweaks to the shielding is being done as well. I hope you enjoyed the video as a whole, and I apologize yet again for any mistakes in pronouncing the names of characters or for getting anything wrong with the mechanics of the game. My name is Tynider, and I hope you all have a nice day and night. Until next time.